Hey, 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 it's Tuesday, and that means another tech tip. Today, we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite tech tips, and that's delegating some of your tech tasks to a virtual assistant. If you aren't familiar with the term virtual assistant, or VA for short, it's a staff member that you hire that doesn't actually come into your physical location. This staffer works off-site, which means they can work across town, they could be across the country, or they could be across the world. As a studio owner, there are so many tasks that don't need to be done on-site if you're willing to let go of having to do everything inside your studio. Before we dive into all the goodness and I share how hiring a VA has literally changed the way I do business, and more importantly, the things I don't do in my business, I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself to you if we haven't already met. My name is Yang Pratt, and for the past 16 years, I've been running a successful performing arts school in a small town in northeastern Nevada. About 5 years into running my business, I began hiring mentors to teach me what I didn't know. And to be honest, at the time, that was how to actually run a business, not just teach classes. If nothing else, I am a really great student, and I started following the advice of the mentors, and they told me to start hiring people to handle some of the admin tasks as well as tech tasks like website design. So far, so good, until it wasn't. When I had my first website designed, I literally walked into a local tech company and asked them to build me a website. They asked me a couple of questions and I paid them a lot of money at the time, and what I got back was indeed a website, but it was nothing like what I thought. For starters, if I had to make changes, I had to contact them directly and hope that they put the information on my site in a timely manner. If you've ever had a snow closure or any sort of weather or emergency cancellation, you know that getting that information on your website quickly is really quite important. If I had to make any updates to class schedules, changes in teachers, or anything else, I had to email them and wait for this new information to be added. Then we'd go back and forth, sometimes for days, to get those changes that I was wanting, and I still didn't have a website that was doing what I wanted to, or it really didn't even look the way I wanted it to. But at the time, I wasn't educated about the questions I needed to ask to get back something that I wanted. Fast forward 10 years or so, and now my virtual assistant, my VA, handles much of my website design. She sources content and maintains my Facebook pages and groups. She does the majority of my graphic design, like logo design, such as full color yearbooks and logos. She creates presentations for slides for my webinars and for my online courses. She edits and uploads my podcast weekly. She edits my videos. She helped me publish my book last year, and she does much, much more. How would your business change if you had someone to do those tasks for you? I bet you'd spend much more time on vision casting and doing the things you love in your business. And I'm gonna bet tech is not one of your faves. I know what you're thinking. This all sounds really great, and you may even be curious to know how I found my VA and how it's possible that she does so much for me. Personally, I took years and years and spent thousands of dollars on courses and mentors to figure out all the software that I needed, all the tech tools that I needed to make my business run the way I wanted it to and run it the most effectively. In learning how to do all these tech tasks, I now have a skill set, so when I delegate tasks to my VA, I know exactly how long it should take, what I want it to look like, and how to give her feedback to get the best possible product on the other side. For me, one of the coolest tasks in working with a VA, and my personal VA lives in the Philippines, is that her hourly rate is not something I could hire here. To hire someone to do all these tasks locally would cost me around $15 to $30 an hour, depending on the tasks and the part of the country that I live in. When I hire somebody, such as my VA who lives in the Philippines, her hourly rate is roughly $3 US. Now, before you start sending me grumpy emails and making all sorts of comments below about how this is not a fair wage, please know that this is the rate that she personally requested. The rate of living in the Philippines, or the cost of living in the Philippines, is far different than it is here in the US. And for her, this $3 per hour US equivalent is what she needs to live on comfortably. And one of the cool things too about working with somebody living in another country, especially the Philippines, with the big time difference, is that when I wake up in the morning, things have been completed. It's almost like magic, where when I go to sleep, things just happen. Not by magic, but by my VA, which is a really cool thing to wake up to in the morning. So you can see that even with a small budget of just $3 per hour US, you can find somebody to help you with some of these tech tasks that either you've been putting off, or maybe you're delegating to a large tech firm and it's costing you much more than that and you're having to wait and really sort of be on their own timeline. Hiring a VA can really help you to get more stuff done in less time and less work on your part. At this point, you're probably thinking, but I don't have time to learn all this tech. I certainly don't have thousands of dollars, and to be honest, I don't really like my tech. Well, the good news here is that that's why I'm here, to help you fast track hiring your first virtual assistant and helping you to get them trained properly to help you complete tasks like blogging and social media management. I will say this, hiring a VA does have a learning curve and is not without work on your part. Your VA does not possess any secret magical powers and does not have any more hours in the day than you do. It's really no different than hiring somebody for working inside your studio. They're part of your team. With that being said, I do advocate that you, as a studio owner, have at least a basic understanding of what you want to delegate so that you can properly inspect what you expect, as many wise mentors have told me over the years. If you yourself don't have at least an understanding of the big picture of what you want your VA to create for you, it's really going to be quite difficult to determine whether or not they've done the project successfully or they've completed it to your specifications. So if what I've shared with you today resonates and you're ready to hire your first VA to take on some of your tech tasks, I'm putting together the finishing touches on a brand new guide called the Studio Owner's Guide to Hiring a VA, why you need one and how to find one. If you're interested in getting your hands on a copy of the guide as soon as it's done, comment below with "I'm in" and your website address so I can check you out, and I'll add you to our private tech support group, the Tech Savvy Insider, where I'll be sharing this guide as soon as it's done. What would you be doing in your business if you didn't have to wear all the hats? If you found someone to work for you to handle the tech tasks you need to get done and save you both time and money in the process, how much would that be worth to you? From one studio owner to another, I can tell you that hiring a VA has been hands down one of the very best possible decisions and investments I have ever made in my business. I have accomplished more in this past year, like publishing a book, relaunching a podcast, and much, much more. And I was able to work less than I have in years previous. Find out how you can change the way you do business by hiring a VA and grab your studio owner's guide to hiring a VA, why you need one, and how to find one. Again, all you have to do to get that is to comment below with "I'm in" and your studio website address, and I will be adding you to our private Facebook support group, the Tech Savvy Insider, where I'm going to be sharing this guide as soon as it's done. So my friends, I'm going to get off my soapbox now and just leave you with one final thought. How much do you want to accomplish 1 year from now? Would it be worth it to take some time to learn about what a VA is and what a VA can do for your business? If so, I'm here to support you every step of the way. I will catch you all on Thursday for our Q&A Thursdays, where I'll have more answers to your questions. Cheers, my friends.